Hey everyone, Sean Pierce Johnson here for Carvin Audio and Carvin Amplifiers. You know, ever since I got the Legacy Drive, the thing that I've found myself using it the most is a recording device in my studio. Most specifically, recording guitars direct to the interface. And it's a great option. It keeps things low volume so that you don't disturb your neighbors around you, and it allows you the ability to be able to experiment with things that you might not otherwise do if you were plugged into a loud guitar amp. So today, we're going to take a look at how you can get the most out of the Legacy Drive using its built-in cabinet voiced output. So here's how it's going to go. I have my Les Paul plugged into the Legacy Drive, and we're going out of the cabinet voiced out into a channel on my Studio 192 recording interface. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to recording direct, the guitar sound is fairly uninspiring. It kind of is what it is. So thankfully, with the Legacy Drive, we can add a little bit of life to it. We have something that's pretty close to home to a guitar amplifier that we would normally want to play, but we need to make some adjustments to really get that sound to where we want it to be. So here's how I like to approach it. The first thing I do is I take the master and I turn it up to between 8 and 9 on the dial. I don't want to slam the mic pre with all of the signal from the Legacy Drive, so I don't turn it up all the way. I just find that it preserves a certain dynamics of this preamp better than if I just turn the master all the way up. Cool. Now we can go on with shaping our sound. Now we're still going to need a little bit more signal. We can very easily do that by going to the volume knob on the clean channel, which I kind of like at between 7 and 8. Cool. Sounds pretty good already. Now, here's the point where we get to the tone shaping thing. Now, of course, you plug into a loud guitar amp, you're going to be hearing those changes very drastically, but so is everybody else around you. And that can lead to some problems. Well, with direct recording, you can experiment to your heart's content. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out by maxing the treble and the bass and taking the mids back to 2, and I'm going to add just a little bit more volume and see where that gets me. Not something I would typically go for, but it kind of works for a certain context. I might use that for something a little later on, or maybe I won't. Who cares? You're experimenting. You're trying to find what it is that you're going for. But conversely, we can do more mid-range, less bass, and make the treble just a little bit under. So something a little bit more warm and full sounding. Something that's probably going to sound good with big open voice chords. Maybe put a touch of bass in there, a little bit more. And all of that was at a pretty manageable volume. I'm not killing my ears here in the studio. The dogs next door are not barking loudly and interrupting my creative workflow, and neighbors aren't calling the cops on me. So I'm pretty happy with that. So now let's go ahead and switch over to the drive sound. Now we will start with all knobs at noon on the dial, and this is how we start out. It already sounds pretty good, but we're going to need just a touch more volume. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that up to about 8. Cool, now we can go on with our tone shaping. And I'm going to add in a little bit more treble between 6 and 7. Take the mids back, put a little bit more bass in there. Cool. But there's one thing that I need to do, and that's talk about the presence knob. The presence knob is kind of like the secret weapon for me when it comes to the cabinet voiced out. It really has the ability to change up the overall character of that drive channel. It takes care of those frequencies that maybe are a little too harsh, and well, maybe if you want something more aggressive, you can add more of that in. For me, I find that it helps me get the closest approximation to the guitar cab that I've been using for close to 10 years. A very familiar sound to me that I really like. I'll go ahead and show you the full sweep of what that presence knob can do with this direct output. Now for me, I like it somewhere between 3 and 4. Cool. That, to me, mimics the response of those speakers that I really like. The highs are kind of softened, but it's got a nice articulation. The mid-range sings very, very nicely, and the low end is nice and tight. So after that, you can kind of do whatever you want, again, with the tone shaping. The treble works just as well. You can add more mid-range. Take out some bass. Maybe even add a little bit more volume. And of course, you can kick on the gain switch and take it into interstellar overdrive. Have it, everybody. That is a little taste of what you can do with the Legacy Drive's built-in cabinet voiced output. It's probably my favorite feature built into the pedal and one that I use all the time. So if you want more information on the Legacy Drive and to get one for yourself, you can check out carvinaudio.com.